In the first few minutes of Patience, PBS latest crime drama, a man throws an envelope filled with cash in a bin and later burns himself to death. Although all the clues point to an unsuspicious suicide, leading the local investigative team to put the case to rest, further concerns resurface as an archivist named Patience Evans gives Detective Inspector B. Metcalf a file that proves there might be a deeper connection between the victim aforementioned and that of another crime proceeding from years back. It is from that point onward that Patience goes from hiding in the Yorkshire police basement, organizing criminal records, to being a valuable asset in solving crimes. What makes a young woman who catalogs evidence at the station so special? Well, Patience is autistic, and her sensory sensitivity, innate ability to complete puzzles, and keen eye for what her neurotypical colleagues might not see enable her to add to the blind spots in the police headquarters. Still, being on the autism spectrum comes with its hardships, and the character's lack of social cues and regimented routine makes solving crimes less of a challenge in comparison to making friends and adapting to the chaos of participating in murder investigations. Although Patience's main plot isn't groundbreaking, in fact, the series is an adaptation of a French production entitled Astridité Raphael. Its thoughtful portrayal of autism and its authentic casting are what make this crime drama worth watching. The protagonist might incorporate a few familiar tropes, yet the series' differential is how it invites viewers to be more empathetic and worry less about how someone who is neurodiverse can adapt to neurotypical expectations. It instead drives neurotypicals to be more open-minded, as well as to be more patient, pun intended. Ella Maisy Purvis and Laura Fraser's dynamic is Patience's driving force. This marks Purvis' first leading role in a TV show, and it's safe to say she embraces it with poise. She previously gained momentum with A Kind of Spark, a British coming-of-age series that looked at autism through a fantastical perspective. As a neurodiverse actress, Purvis steps into the role of Patience with further insight and care to make her performance nuanced. While the character is hyperlogical and struggles to fit in at the police station, even getting into DSJ Hunter's, Nathan Welsh, nerves from time to time, she is also kind and genuinely invested in helping B handle whichever crime proceedings come her way. Fraser is compelling as B, the lead of the investigative department, who goes from doubting Patience's instincts to fully championing them. In a given scene, the character decides to follow Patience after dropping her off and stumbles upon a support group for adults with autism. It is then and there that B understands she will need to make some adjustments to gain Patience's trust. As the relationship between the two develops over the course of Season 1, their dynamic becomes the series' driving force. It's heartwarming to see them become friends outside of work. BEA's interest in the young archivist exceeds the latter's abilities to gather clues and find suspects. Further into the series, it becomes apparent that Patience might be the key to be learning more about her own son and uncovering why he is struggling in school. Given that these two are who viewers are bound to gravitate towards, the series focuses less on developing its supporting characters. For instance, DSJ Hunter has always been BEA's ally in the police station, but with the latter's approximation to Patience, their bond begins to slip through the cracks. It would have been interesting to learn more about Jake and BEA's friendship beyond their day-to-day visiting crime scenes and interviewing suspects. Digging deeper into their partnership would have made Fraser and Welsh's scenes together more impactful. Patience's crime-solving element doesn't reinvent the wheel. This crime drama might set itself apart through its careful portrayal of autism, predominantly reflected through Patience and BEA's growing connection, yet the criminal cases at hand don't reinvent the wheel. If you are looking for another Eurodetective sleuth to tune into, this PBS series will help fill the void. Its twisty turnarounds are mildly interesting, with the cases presented in the first two and last two episodes standing out from the rest. These particular episodes are more engaging because they deal with investigations that have some sort of connection with the series' core characters, in turn upping the stakes. Whenever the show focuses on complicated proceedings that offer little room for Patience, B, and others to build on their personal trajectories, the series' main draw is left on the sidelines. Despite some underwhelming cases, Season 1 helps to lay the groundwork for Season 2. Before arriving on PBS, the series ran on Channel 4 earlier this year and was renewed shortly afterward. The Season 1 finale ends on a particularly exciting cliffhanger for Patience, both professionally and personally. From the beginning to the end of the season, the character grows into her own skin, and it will be intriguing to see how her development will impact the events in Season 2. Overall, Patience is a series intended for those who are interested in seeing more attentive, on-screen depictions of autism. The titular character isn't just defined by how she can help the police force close cases. We also see her qualities shine through, and her growing friendship with B is transformative for them both. Their dynamic is at the core of the series, even more so than the crimes that the Yorkshire police handle every episode. Although the focus on them might come at the expense of other characters getting the development that they deserve, Patience and BEA's relationship is what leads the Season 1 finale to wrap up on a high note, adding to the anticipation of a continuation of Patience's arc. Patience premieres June 15 on PBS.